When you think of the top 1% or the top 1/10 of 1%, you may think that they were born rich, that they were lucky enough to come into a family that was very wealthy and they didn't have to work for anything and all the money that they could ever want was readily available to them. Now, this is not the case. This is especially not the case when we are talking about Mr. Mark Cuban. Now, I stumbled across a very interesting article on businessinsider.com, and I've heard it on a couple of radio shows of Mark reminiscing on days gone by back when he was in college. Now, what I'm referring to is while Mark was in college, he ate ketchup and mustard sandwiches in order to feed himself, to get by. From the Business Insider article, we read, "That's what so many want, right?" Talking about being rich. "I'm certainly not going to lie and say it's not a whole lot better having lots of money. I had a whole lot of fun and loved my life when I was eating ketchup and mustard sandwiches and sleeping on the floor of a 3-bedroom apartment with my 5 buddies." I can kind of relate to that. Now, I'm not in a 3-bedroom apartment. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm doing my best to get by. So if eating ketchup and mustard sandwiches could put me in any path that would lead me to any location remotely close to where Mark Cuban is financially and as far as his success goes, I'm going to do it. So today I wanted to try this sandwich out. Ketchup and mustard sandwich. I've got a price breakdown for you. I've even got a nutrition breakdown for you. And we're going to see how this thing tastes. I'm not very hopeful, but hey, when you got to save money, when you don't have much, this is a great option. So let's get into it. Grocery store. So here we are in the grocery store, and I just love to look at the donuts. Just paid my visit, didn't get any, but just had a look at them. Made my way to the bread aisle, and I began to think to myself, which one would Mark Cuban choose? That one. Now I decided to pick up this particular loaf, not only for the $1.88 price, but you get 16 slices of bread, 100% whole wheat, pretty good nutrition, comes out to 13 cents a slice. As far as the ketchup and mustard goes, I found a little food court area in my grocery store, and it wasn't a difficult decision to just take some. This way I'm saving a little bit of money, and these are readily available for you as well. But I also did go back. It took me way too long to realize that I was standing right in front of the condiments when I had selected my bread. Took a look at all of the mustards. You got honey mustard, Dijon mustard, oh man. I hope Mark Cuban in his college days had this wide of a selection. So, found the cheapest one, 99 cents. So one serving of this mustard is less than 3 cents. It's about 2 cents for that. So, didn't buy it because I got my packet. I didn't need it. But went over to the ketchup section to evaluate the price for that as well. And I was pleasantly surprised to find some jalapeno ketchup. What a great option. But came back to this cheaper stuff, $1.39. This has about 120 teaspoons, which was the serving size of the mustard. And that comes out to 2 cents. Actually, less than 2 cents, like 1.2 cents for the ketchup. When we're talking totals, we're at about 30 cents for this sandwich and 240 calories. So, if you're eating broke, this is the way to do it. Massive success was had at the grocery store. Here I am, back in my kitchen, ready to dive into this. So, picked up this nice loaf of 100% whole wheat bread. Maybe that's what college Mark Cuban would have picked up as well. And I also got my ketchup packet and my mustard packet. I included the price breakdown before this, but going with these packets, which are probably readily available for you, is going to help you save even more money if you are thinking about eating like Mark Cuban did back in his college days. I'm just going to use one slice of bread. I'm not going to utilize two because I don't think it's going to work out. So we got that in piece. You never want to waste this. Some people just throw this away, but you're throwing away money. Mark Cuban wouldn't approve of that. Don't throw away your money. And I really don't know what to think. When I first heard about this, I just had to know if it even tasted remotely good. It has no lettuce, has no meat, no protein of any source, just bread and condiments. So I'm gonna treat this half of the bread as if it was an entire slice of bread. This half, the same. Ketchup will go on that side, mustard on that side, all right? Simple enough. I just already feel gross and unsatisfied. Look at that. Yeah, I don't know about this, folks. I don't know what you were thinking, Mark. Times must have been real tough. I hope you don't eat this anymore. But you know that's the smell of ketchup, it's very reminiscent. It reminds me of simpler times. Eating a hot dog, a barbecue weekend. So I guess that's one upside of this. And then we're gonna go with the mustard on this half. I've got the knife on deck, ready to spread this out. Hopefully make things a little more bearable. Sheesh. I'm serious though, this does not look good at all, knowing that this is all I'm getting. Spread this out, make it a little more even. This is already gonna be painful enough. The last thing I want is a big clump of ketchup or mustard just bursting as I bite down. So we're gonna keep this nice and even as possible. Sheesh. So here's our finished product. Looks like it should belong in some kind of modern art museum. It could be called the Broke College Students Banquet. I don't know about this. And now I'm just gonna fold this thing in half and we're gonna see how this goes. Ketchup and mustard sandwich, everybody. Thanks for the heads up, Mark Cuban. And I think we're about ready to take a bite, but you know, I think I need to make one more preparation for this. If you're gonna eat like a lion, you gotta look like a lion. This is my Mark Cuban Shark Tank outfit. If I'm gonna eat as Mark Cuban once did, I gotta look the part. Maybe it'll make this sandwich taste a little bit better. This needs all the help it can get. So now I'm ready. I feel like I'm about to cut $1 million deal because I'm gonna save myself $1 million eating. I can't even call it a sandwich, but I feel like it could save me some money. If times were hard, this is what I would turn to. Thank you, Mark Cuban. Here's the taste test. Never done this before. Here we go. You know what, Mark? That's not so bad, man. I appreciate much more the sometimes you take mustard and ketchup for granted. Let's say you're having a sandwich, you've got a hot dog, you're out to the ball game, and the mustard's missing. The hot dog wouldn't be a hot dog without the mustard, am I right? And the ketchup, it's almost as if there's a fake tomato hiding in this nothing sandwich? You know what? If it came down to it, I could eat a couple of these. I guess it's better than bread, just eating bread. It's definitely cheaper than peanut butter, especially if you use my tip of using some packets instead of purchasing a bottle of ketchup. So, you know, I dare say I am pleasantly surprised with this. So I was thinking I'd have to, you know, pull out of the deal as if this was Shark Tank. But you know, this is something that I'd consider investing in. Great return on investment. Mark, the numbers and the satisfaction that come with this sandwich have really shown me that this is well worth it. It is a little risky, but I'm going to make you an offer and say, I hope I never have to eat this sandwich again, but if I do, I know it'll save me money. But otherwise, I'm out. So along with this silly taste test video, I wanted to give you some tips from the man himself, Mark Cuban. And hey, I still look exactly like the guy, so I feel like it's only fitting that I pass on some of the knowledge that he has put out there. In an article on CNBC.com, he gives us 3 tips if you want to be rich. The first one is to ditch the plastic. And he says, if you use a credit card, you don't want to be rich. So if you've got a credit card, it'd be wise, according to Mark Cuban, get rid of that thing. Don't use borrowed money. The second tip he offers is to simply watch your spending. What a concept. Be a smart shopper, Cuban tells CNBC. You will quickly find that the greatest rate of return you will earn is on your own personal spending. That makes sense, doesn't it? Buying food at a restaurant that you could make for a fraction of what you're paying, you get a return on investment when you put in a little extra work. He goes on to say, save your money, save as much money as you possibly can, every penny you can. Instead of coffee, drink water. Imagine if you just cut back on a daily habit like coffee, that saves you $2, $3, $4, $5 a day. Over a year, you're saving $1,500. Simple tip. His final tip in this article is put your money to work. Once you have at least 6 months' salary saved, put what you can in a low-cost SPX mutual fund every month. He's talking about getting an emergency fund fully funded for 6 months. Once you're at that point, start investing. Put that money to work. I hope it's been useful. I've enjoyed this. I've tasted a sandwich that I hope I'm never too broke to rely on. And this is some good information. Let me know what you think. Which one of these tips are you going to use? These are great pieces of information. Mark Cuban's got a good head on his shoulders, obviously. And hey, the dude knows how to dress. This outfit makes me look like $1 billion. Thanks for watching. Share the video, like the video, let me know what you think. Talk to you next time.